The architecture of Saint John's Basilica was one of a kind during its time. The structure of the building took on the shape of a cross, roofed with 6 domes. Prior to this building, a mausoleum of sorts was built over the tomb of Saint John, which was most likely used as a local church building. It wasn't until the 4th century, during the reign of Emperor Theodosius, that a basilica was constructed over the top of this mausoleum, though this basilica didn't stand for too long, as 2 centuries later, due to earthquakes, this basilica lay in ruins. It was during the 6th century that Emperor Justinian desired to build a grand church. The previous basilica's dimensions read 246 by 146 feet, whereas the new basilica lay at 428 by 213. If reconstructed today, the cathedral would be the 9th largest in the world. The construction of the basilica was under imperial order, though it was in fact mostly people of Ephesus that carried out the building of the church. The building was constructed almost entirely by stone and brick. The columns would have been made from marble, or else covered with a marble plating so that they could withstand the weight of the domes which they supported. Domes were placed over the central crossing, choir, transepts, and the nave. 5 of those domes rested on solid piers in the corners of the cross and prevailed over the arms and centre crossing, with the 6th in the centre of the cross structure over the tomb of Saint John. Rampart walls around the church were constructed for protection from the Arabian attacks in the 7th and 8th centuries. The walls would have consisted of towers that were either empty or used as bastions. The most astonishing attribute of the basilica was found in the tremendous apse which was attached to the eastern piers of the crossing with an encircling passage between its 2 walls which is believed to have been tunnel vaulted. The land surrounding the church was very uninhabitable, nor could it be used to cultivate anything. To solve this, Justinian had an aqueduct built near the church, which in time greatly helped the city of Ephesus and provided the surrounding of the church to flourish through the centuries. Originally the basilica was entered through the large narthex gate on the western side. The 4 small columns at the centre of the bema belonged to the ciborium. During former excavations, 3 graves were found in the crypt beneath it, the one in the middle of them supposedly belonging to John the Apostle. However, during the excavations, nothing was found in the graves. In fact, it is known that these graves were empty since the 13th century and that sacred relics had been transferred to the Church of the Holy Apostles in Istanbul earlier. The interior of the church was covered in mosaic, while the walls and pillars were covered in marble plates and adorned in various colours. Numerous parts of the basilica were of different arrangement, which gave the impression of a large quantity of beautiful oriental carpets covering the entire church. Prior to Theodora's death in 548 AD, Justinian had monograms of both himself and his wife placed on the capitals. The north side of the church also had a large octagonal baptistery, and near it was a rectangular room with a marble floor and an apse paved with mosaic. Directly beneath the altar lay a crypt with a few rooms, and of those, the tomb of Saint John himself.